Welcome to the instructional video for the Remo 69 Plus. Based on a Fiat cab on a 2.3 150. It's got the folding mirrors and you adjust these by pressing the mirrors in up and down manually on both the top and the blind spot mirror. Behind the driver's door you've got the gas locker. This will take 2 bottles. We've got your regulator mounted just up there, and you'll need a pigtail to connect to whatever bottle you decide to actually run on the gas system. To lock it, just put your key in and twist and that will lock that. Your habitation door will lock with the round key. It's manually locking. Just click it there to lock and the door will go tight. Unlock it and that will release the habitation door. On the door itself you've got a bin, a blind and also a fly screen just there. Back of that we've got your fridge vents located at the top and the bottom and an external awning light just there. The toilet cassette again lockable at the bottom just with the key, and then press the 2 buttons to open the hatch to gain access. What we'll need to do in here is lift up that little yellow lever, slide it out, you take off the yellow cap at the top to empty it and press the vacuum button just there to let the flow of water or anything else that's in there come out on a steady stream. Once it's emptied, swill it out, put the cap back on. Your toilet chemicals can also go in at that point, and slide it back in till you hear a click just like that. There is also a fuse that's located, just a 3-amp fuse just there in the corner, so check this as well if you have any problems with the toilet. Behind the rear wheel on the driver's side we have a valve here which will operate the wastewater. So by pulling it open it will empty the wastewater, and by pushing it back in it will close off that wastewater valve. So that's anything that goes down through the actual sinks and shower areas. The rear door we've got an opening hatch here which gives us access inside to a light which will turn on and off, the heating which can come into here, and then we have also got your spare wheel and your toolkit which is supplied with the vehicle. Inside this little hatch here we have got a access to your boiler, and to the left hand side down here we have got your frost protection valve. Now I'll demonstrate this on the day, but it's a usual Truma frost protection valve and that's where it is located, just to the left hand side just there. So you may need to operate and get access to this as and when the vehicle goes into the colder climates that we've just come out of at the moment. So there's access on here from both sides, and again use the oval key to lock the rear areas when you've finished using them, just like that and like that. To the rear of the vehicle you've got your reverse camera and high brake light just there, the usual rear lights on that side, and again we've got access into both of the locker areas. On this side we've got a little catch which you just need to just push in just there to release the door from opening. You've got that on both sides as an added security, and again we've got the height adjustable option depending on how high you want the bed, which is operated from inside the rear bed area. I'll show you that when we move on inside. Front of that we've got our vent for the Truma boiler, so this is for your heating and your hot water. We've got your mains plug-in point, and we've got your water filler. The water filler again utilises the oval key and just opens, allows you to fill up the fresh water once you have put your drain point in the correct position, and I'll come to that when we go inside the vehicle shortly. Below that we have your second battery. This vehicle is fitted with 2 batteries. Now also behind here we have located, if I just move the battery slightly, your fuses and your main charger for charging up the batteries. So if you need access you'll just need to loosen the straps of the battery, and just on top of here you will see that is where your battery charger power source is there. So if you're not getting power to it, just double check that that is in the right position. Again, there's a little switch on top Once you switch it, you'll see now it lights up, and that will allow power to get to your batteries. That again is lockable just with the oval key. Forward of that, we've got your diesel filler point. That's where that is located. And then into the cab area, we have your engine battery located under here. The additional leisure battery located underneath the passenger seat. We've got your glove box, passenger airbag, a cooled area just there once you've got the blowers on, your electric window switch, and the curtains that go around both sides on the rail to secure off and block out the daylight in an evening. We've also got your bonnet release catch, which you open this by pulling the handle down, and that gives you access to underneath the actual bonnet itself. The bonnet release catch can be found just in the middle above the Fiat badge, and it's that little yellow lever. Lift it up just like that. We've got your oil and your dipstick. We've got your screen wash in the corner. Your negative terminal can be found just there, the little threaded screw, and underneath the cap, just down here, which you use your key to open, is where you will find the positive terminal. To close it, just gently close just like that. So, moving inside, that's the outside completed. Let's move on inside. So, the main thing we've got here, and let's start with everything turned off, is your main control panel. So you can see that there's an element to tell us that we're plugged into mains. We've also got light options, front and back areas, and varying light switches around. You also have a light switch for the beds, which is located just by turning those on there. Lots of different light switches. Some of these lights as well are touchscreen, so you can turn them off by touching them. So again, just navigate you through the options which are available. You've also got underneath here a sort of factory fitted inverter. Now this powers, so just there in the corner, this powers the actual bed mechanism. So just leave that as you find it today. Just make a mental note of where it is, and then you'll have no issues with the actual bed operation. You'll see that we've got a 5th seatbelt option, which can be used just as a rear facing option in this side seat. And we've also got your 2 travelling seat belts, which are just located there. The table itself will move forward and backwards. It will also spin out of the way. We have a little handle which is located here, which just releases the pressure and allows it to slide around nice and easily. We have an extender part which allows the table to open up, and so that you can entertain as many people as you want in this front lounge area. Underneath this forward facing seat is where you will find your freshwater tank located. And if I move that out of the way, this is what you'll need to remember to do before you fill up your fresh water. So underneath this red cap, in the bottom of the tank, you'll see that there are 2 little handles, T-handles, that are bent down. They, in the position as they are now, would allow you to fill up the fresh water. When you lift them up, so lift it up and pull it out, you'll see that there will show a hole, and there's one at the bottom, the other one in. The bottom one is your full empty facility. The top one is your 20 litre facility. So if you had the top one out and only filled up the water, once it reached 20 litres, it would empty out of that top hole. With the bottom one missing, it will empty out completely, and with both of them in, that will allow you to fill up your freshwater tank to the top. Once it's full, it will simply overflow outside the vehicle where you are filling up from. So both of them in place, just like that, will allow the fresh water to fill up. Put the cap back on and pop the section just in place, just there. This section does pull down. You've got little handles underneath that pull towards you, and there's one on either side that will go flush flat, so that your passenger on that side of the vehicle has leg room for travelling. On wanting to move the bed down, you'll just need to lift off this cover. So it'll simply just lift up, and that will allow you to then pop it down on the seat to operate the drop down bed here, and you do that using the little button here, which will drop the bed down. Make sure there's no obstructions under it, yeah, and you will see then that the bed drops down. You've got ladders that connect onto these little silver points on the front, and it will stop just at the lower level, just there, with your ladders that will just clip onto just there and then lock in place. Make sure you twist them to lock them in place, because when you put downward pressure on the steps, stops the ladders from falling off. But you'll see there that you've got your access up into that front area. You've got light switches above, and these ones on this left hand side are just pressed to operate when you want to use them. So nice headroom, slatted base, comfortable mattress. You can leave your duvets on. Pillows, if they're small, are fine. If they're large, just pop them on either side here in these little hidey holes, and that will allow you then to have plenty of headroom in the vehicle. The vehicle itself comes with fly screens and blinds on all the windows, and again wraparound curtains on the front. So once this bed's up and out the way, we'll show you. So we've got fly screen, blind, and then just press it back to release it. We've got a winding handle to open up the window. So again, it does tell you which way. So just gently allowing the unit to open for the fresh air to come in, and again to close when you finish using it. Just always with ease, don't do it too tight, and just press your fingers just to make sure it is locked in place. We've got storage units underneath, and again a pack that will be supplied to you with the vehicle. Storage under the alcoves at either side, and again we've got a pocket along the front. We've also got your fly screen and your blind element just fitted there for you. And then we have got above the door a smoke alarm, carbon monoxide detector, and a indicator, solar regulator for your solar panel. In this cupboard, you open up the cupboard by pressing the buttons in. We've got more storage, and the lights. I mentioned to you some of the lights. So some of them are on switches, some of them will operate from the switches just down here. So again, just making sure that you turn them on and off as and when you want to do that. On the main control panel, we've got light water pump. So once the freshwater tank is full, you've closed that frost protection valve, which I'll show you when you come to collect the vehicle. You'll then press your pump on. You'll turn your sink taps to the hot position. Again, most of the taps are clearly marked, and you will open up the valve to let water come through the system. So once you've got a steady stream of water, obviously you'll have air in the boiler, it'll pull through. Once you've got a steady stream, turn that off, and we can go to our heating controls and our water controls, which can be found towards the rear of the vehicle on this little black dial here in the corner. So we have got for you a Truma combi. Now this works off gas. So we've got the middle position, which is off. So where the circle is off. Now the outer ring will turn. We'll either have 40-degree water, 60-degree water. Off, heating and the hot water. Yeah. So water controls on 40 or 60 are up. The 0 is off. The flame is heating only. And the bottom one is heating and hot water. So that's by turning the outer rail. To turn the temperature of the actual heating that we're trying to do, we'll turn the middle dial, 1 being the slowest and 5 being the hottest. So that is your fan speed, your thermostat, allowing you to decide what you want to do. Green means that there's power going to it. So obviously, like I've mentioned, gas. If you get a red failure, check your gas supply. Below that is the bed key. So you'll want to turn it in the desired position and then press and hold the button to then lift up the bed to the desired height that you want it to be. So it doesn't matter where you have the bed, whether it be in the higher position that you've got it now, or in the lower position where we had it set before. It's entirely up to you, and it can sleep anywhere in between. When we're up here now, we've got storage in this rear area. We've got another light switch which give us lights towards the rear, and we've got these little reading lamps which simply turn on the side just in an evening. Storage underneath again is using the little levers to lock them, and they will clip back in place. We have an aerial fitted to loosen the collar, will allow you to lift up the aerial to receive a better signal. How do you know what signal you're getting? So the signal box is located in the bathroom area, just up here, and that will give you a signal once it's turned on, which you do by turning on the button there, and it displays a signal booster just on the front there. So that is for the TV. There is also a main socket located lower down there. In the bathroom area, we have got the flush button and the fill button. So this tells you when it is full. To the left hand side, we've got a lever here which pulled towards the middle of the vehicle will open up the flap to allow your toilet items to go down into the cassette, and once finished and flushed, close that to empty off that valve. It's got to be in the closed position to allow you to pull your toilet cassette out of that toilet. The seat itself does swivel around, and we have storage underneath here for your belongings, as well as another main socket underneath here, and a couple of light switches which will do the varying lights in your shower and in your bathroom area. Okay, we've got blinds and fly screens. It's frosted in here. The rest of them it's not. They're clear windows, and to open the windows we've got to press the buttons in here and here, and that will allow us then to open up the window gently, will allow it to stay up. Each click has a position, and then to close the window we need to go all the way up to the top to close it all the way down. Be careful if you're next to a wall that you leave yourself enough room. And again, we've got decorative just lacy blinds just there. This has a fly screen and blind the same as the middle one I've shown you, with a winding handle. We've got access into the shower area, and again, when you're pulling your water through, pull it through onto your taps to let you know that you're getting it through. And again, we've got your hose just up there. Once winterizing the vehicle, we always advise you to put the actual head lower down, so that gives it the best chance for all the water to get out of there. We have a sliding door to slide off the back section from the front, so just to close it off there. We've got your oven and your grill, so pretty self-explanatory. Grill that way, oven that way, just press it in to ignite it, and then you've got a light to tell you that it's on. We've got your 3 burners just on this side, 1, 2, 3. You'll need a little lighter, but it'll just turn the gas on, and that will light whatever you're cooking. Please just bear in mind the little sticker here, so don't shut it until it has cooled down. We've got 2 little lights underneath which just turn on and off by pressing them, and a main socket located just up there. Underneath it we've got storage on this side here, so you can see your accessibility underneath. And under the bottom we have your gas isolation valves. Just make note of the video where the gas positions are, so they're in the usable position. And right at the back you've got your main RCD, so if your mains electric trips, just check that area in that bottom cupboard just there. We've got drawer storage in the top 2 areas here, and a nicely fitted chopping board just located hidden away just there. So make sure everything's clicked clearly in place. Make sure this door is fitted in place transit. We would advise you on your toilet to travel with it closed and magnetised on there. And we would also advise you to turn off the powers when leaving the vehicle. Turn off the relevant switches to the 0 position, and that will turn off the lights. That will stop any drain on the battery. We've got your reversing camera, which is just mirror mounted just to the front of the vehicle. Just there. We've got the manual air conditioning, a CD radio, hazard light and lock buttons. This is an automatic gearbox. You've got your indicators to the top, your speed limiter and cruise control to the bottom. To the right hand side we've got your windscreen wipers and a trip counter on the end, and your electric window switches just there. On the seats themselves, they do swivel round, and we've got a sliding bar that pulls it forward and backwards just there. And the red one, when pushed down in the forward facing position, will allow the seat to swivel round. They do come with height adjusters, so these will adjust the height of the seats, and the little levers on the side will allow you to adjust the back head or backrest position. That concludes the instructional video for the Remo. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our demonstration. I've just remembered I will show you the fridge, so bear with me one more minute. To turn the fridge on, press the button and you have a little indicator. We have 4 options. So we have automatic, that will search for the strongest source. We have mains electric. We have the battery option, which will only work when the engine is running. And lastly, we have the gas. So let's select auto in this instance. We can then either choose what temperature we want it, from the warmest to the coldest. And then we can set whether we want the blower to blow air around the actual freezer to stop that from sticking. We have got the travel catchers, which are going to be found underneath and just hook into the little eyelets on here. But we have our freezer and we have our fridge just there. Once we have finished, we want to just press and hold the button again, and the unit will be turned off. So that definitely concludes the instructional video for the Remo. We hope you enjoy it. We hope to hear from you with your comments and your feedback, but more importantly, we want you to enjoy your time in your new motorhome. Thank you.